Welcome to the 13th Annual Business Awards Gala.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, friends, honored guests, and members of the Canadian-Croatian Chamber of Commerce. And welcome to the Chamber's 13th Annual Business Excellence Awards Gala. Bonsoir, mesdames et messieurs, et bienvenue à la 13e soirée annuelle de prix d'excellence en affaires de la Chambre de commerce canadienne-croate. Dame i gospodo, dobro nam došli. Evo nas opet na 13. Ovi put 13. večeri. Drago nam je vidjeti da smo se skupili u ovako pristojnom i velikom broju. Evo nas večeras ima blizu 600 ljudi. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we have another packed house tonight. And it's wonderful to be able to come together as a community to formally recognize and celebrate leadership, innovation, and excellence within the Canadian-Croatian community. This is, after all, one of the mandates of the Canadian-Croatian Chamber of Commerce to acquaint us all with the quality individuals, companies, and organizations within our community.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Lijepa naša domovino, o junačka zemljo mila, stare slave djedovino, da bi vazda sretna bila, mila kono si nam slavna, mila si nam ti jedina. Mila kuda si nam ravna, mila kuda
svuda si planina, deci Savo Dravo teci, niti Dunav silu gubi, sinje more svijetu reci, da svoj narod Hrvat ljubi, dok mu njive sunce grije, dok mu hraše bura vije, dok mu mrtve grob sakrije, dok mu živo srce bije.
We've got a greeting from our nation's capital.
Mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, dame y gospodo. I'm pleased to extend my warmest greetings to all of you gathered for the annual awards ceremony of the Canadian-Croatian Chamber of Commerce. Canada and Croatia share a strong bond as allies and economic partners. This bond is formalized in bilateral agreements, but it thrives because of people like you. Your personal connections to both Croatia and Canada make you key to developing trade between our two countries. Through your investments internationally, as well as here at home, you're creating a legacy of innovation, entrepreneurship, and cooperation. And recognizing outstanding contributions to that legacy is what tonight's awards ceremony is all about. So I'm delighted to congratulate all of this evening's award recipients. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank all of you. As you build strong businesses, you're not only strengthening our economy and your own communities, but Canadian society as a whole. So thank you, and enjoy your evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, dames et gospodo, please welcome our keynote speaker, Premier Kathleen Wynne.
Thank you very, very much, Ivan. It's wonderful to be here on Bojo. Dobro veče, dobrodošli. Your Excellency, Consul General, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, I want to begin by recognizing the long history of First Nations and Métis peoples in Ontario and show respect tonight to the communities of the Six Nations of the Grand River Territory and the Mississaugas of the New Credit. I like to do that when I begin to speak because it, to me, reminds us that we all came from somewhere else except our Aboriginal people. Whether we came 6 generations ago or 6 months ago, we all came from somewhere else to make this beautiful place and to live in harmony with the people who were here first. So it's a great pleasure to be here with you. And thank you, Ivan, for that kind introduction. I've had the opportunity to speak with a number of you, and it is really wonderful to be here with you all. Thank you very much for inviting me. And to be here with business and community leaders, local elected leaders, and several members of my team who have been acknowledged. Deepika, Indira, Ivan, Amrit, Kevin, Eleanor, thank you for being here. And to all the elected officials, thank you for what you do for your communities and for Ontario. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. And in that same vein, I want to thank the Canadian-Croatian Chamber of Commerce for everything that you do, for inviting me to this evening's awards dinner to meet the people who you are honoring. You are the voice of our thriving Croatian-Canadian business community, a voice you use to make a huge contribution to your communities and to Ontario's competitive advantage. I want to congratulate tonight's honoree, Victor Dodig, who is so deserving of the Chamber's special recognition. Congratulations, Victor. Ontario is well positioned to prosper in the modern global economy, but we have to be willing to adapt and willing to do things differently and think differently. And with the decisions our government has made to invest in people, to build infrastructure, to foster a dynamic business climate, and to build retirement security, we're creating the conditions that you need to succeed. But we cannot do it without you. So I want to thank you all for making the choice to lead, to thank you for paying such close attention, not just to your own businesses, but to what's going on in your community. Thank you for everything that you do to help your businesses and our communities thrive. Merci, miigwech, vala layepa. Thank you.
Before I let you get to your meals, we'd like to just take this opportunity to acknowledge our sponsors for this evening. Our event sponsor, CIBC, our title sponsors, Bell, MNP LLP, Intuition Realty, and Baca Gallery Cafe. Our award sponsor, Krčmar Surveyors, our Croatian tourism sponsor, Sky Greece Airlines, our printing sponsor, Merrill Corporation Canada, our advertising sponsors, Sound of Croatia radio program and Croatica TV. We'd also like to acknowledge our table sponsors, our student table sponsors, and our individual student sponsors, and our generous donors for all our great prizes that are set out on the raffle tables and on the silent auction table at the back of the room. Without all of your generous support, this wonderful evening would not have been possible, so thank you. Please don't forget to check out the raffle table at the back, as well as the silent auction items. The proceeds from the raffle and the silent auction will be donated to the Croatian-Canadian Scholarship Fund. Our first recipient, Juliana Hajdinjak of Mississauga, is enrolled at Wilfrid Laurier University studying vocal performance and composition, and she is the recipient of a $2,000 scholarship. Maya Petrovic of Mississauga. Maya is enrolled at the University of Toronto, pursuing a degree in criminology and political science, and is also recipient of a $2,000 scholarship. Nina Omerovic. Nina of Stony Creek is enrolled at Humber College, majoring in food nutrition with a minor in food and nutrition management, and is the recipient of a $1,500 bursary. Stephanie Petrina of Stony Creek. Stephanie is enrolled at Brock University, pursuing a Bachelor of Education with a minor in geography. She is the recipient of a $1,500 bursary. It is my distinct privilege and honor to be presenting a recognition of excellence on behalf of the Canadian-Croatian Chamber of Commerce and its members to an individual who represents different things to different people, and to me personally has been a mentor and someone I consider a dear friend. The son of Croatian immigrants from Prolog, a small village outside of Ljubuški in Western Herzegovina, who traveled far from their homeland to arrive in Canada, a beacon of hope and a land of opportunity. He, like many of us, was taught the importance of education. He, like many of us, was brought up in our Croatian-Canadian community. Hard work, persistence, determination, and pride are but a few traits that he learned from the example set by his parents. However, none of us can say that we started as a bank teller and then worked our way up to become president and CEO of one of the top banks in Canada, and he will tell you that it is the top bank in Canada. Small bias. His appointment last year as president and CEO of CIBC is a story of excellence and one to which future generations can aspire. The way I put it is, he is living the Canadian dream, one not only of opportunity for prosperity and success, but one that allows him and the rest of us as Canadians to love Canada for everything that it's offered and will continue to offer to us in the future, while celebrating and being proud of his heritage and recognizing the importance of community. In the words of John Quincy Adams, if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. Victor, you are just that, a leader. We are very proud of you and your accomplishments and are happy to be able to say, on yen nash. He is one of ours. In honor of this recognition of excellence, we would like to present to you this painting entitled Staying. It's a piece by this evening's featured Canadian-Croatian artist, Marija Barać-Jandrić. It's actually a depiction of Livanjsko polje in Herzegovina, the Livno plain. And the piece is very important to the artist because given that she is from that area, it depicts not only a view of the polje and the mountains in the background, it represents the artist's struggle to reconcile the reality of not being completely there and not being completely here, and addresses the issue of identity and belonging, which we thought was entirely suitable for this recognition of excellence. So Victor Dodig, on behalf, once again, of the Canadian-Croatian Chamber of Commerce, of our members, and of everyone here, we congratulate you on this fantastic, wonderful, life-changing experience. Čestitamo. Hvala. Thank you. Hvala.
Hvala lijepa. Hvala lijepa. It's not important. You shouldn't stand for me, please. Najprije, Ivane, hvala na lijepe riječi. Zahvaljujem se tebi kao prijatelju, a i Kanadskoj gospodarskoj komori na ovo priznanje. Ovo je meni velika stvar, ne samo za mene, za cijelu našu zajednicu. Ja smatram ovo kao nagrada za našu zajednicu. So, that's my Croatian for tonight. The premier's here. I want to speak a little bit of English. Možemo cijelu noć hrvatski kasnije. Oh, okay. So, how do you respond to that? Well, let me first of all respond to our premier. And thank you, Premier Wynne, for being here. And thank you for sharing your vision for our Ontario. It's a vision that I think we all embrace. It's a bold vision, but it's a vision that includes social capital, economic capital, and it's a vision that will make Ontario strong. I say that because I believe in it, and I believe in this province. I'm a product of three things. I'm an Ontarian. For those of us who are balder and grayer, you will remember it's a place to stand, it's a place to grow, it's Ontario, right? I remember that. And for those of us who are Canadian, which we all are, I am incredibly grateful to our country for the opportunities that it's created. You know, if we didn't have the focus on social capital back in the 70s, the focus on inclusion, the focus on multiculturalism, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I want to be able to do that not only in this country, but also in the company that I'm fortunate to lead. And I'm also a product of this Croatian community of ours, Naša zajednica. And it had a big role in shaping who I am as well. We worked hard to get to where we are, and we want to be contributors to this economy. We want to maintain our links to Croatia, and I think we're going to do both of those, Premier Wynne. We're going to be able, productive citizens as we've been from the moment we've arrived. And we feel Canadian, and we feel very proud of our Croatian heritage. In my life, I've had good luck. I've worked hard. I've had the benefit of great people that have helped me. Obviously, families first. Mom and Dad. Mom's here. Thank you. Dad's in rehab, but his left leg is starting to move, so that's good. My wife, Maureen. Where are you, Maureen? There you are. I think I've said this before. We met on a blind date. She was blind at the time. She sort of said, okay, let's make a go of this. And we've built a great life together. We're very fortunate. We have 4 wonderful kids. She really gave up everything. Well-educated lawyer, and now I'm proud to say she's back at law school at the University of Toronto to get her credits to become a Canadian lawyer and an American lawyer, so you can practice on both sides of the border. But as our Premier speaks about change and the vision for the future, it's all sort of embodied in Maureen's upcoming exam, because last week she was registering for it, and she says, guess what I'm doing? I'm one of the 7 people in the entire class that's asking to write the exam by hand. Because that's the way we grew up, right? So it's been almost 7 months that I've led CIBC. I feel like I'm bookending my career at a great bank. We have great competitors in our industry, but I'm very proud of our institution and the team that I lead, because it's really all about the team. I started as a teller. Josie, who hired me 30 years ago, is still in our branch network in Mississauga. I went to go see her, and I bought her a basket of Istrian Croatian goods, truffles, wine, all those things that matter. And we were both touched by it. So here I am today. So people ask me, what is it like? And I said, it's pretty intense. So you get up at 5:15, you leave the house at 5:30 in the morning, you come home at 10 at night. Almost as intense as your schedule is, Premier Wynne. And Maureen, about a month ago, said, well, maybe now that you've been doing this 6 months, you can come home one night between Monday and Thursday and spend some time with the kids. I said, that's probably a good idea. So I show up on Monday, and my 15-year-old daughter, our 15-year-old daughter, Julia, says, what are you doing home? You're never home on Monday night. So I said, Julie, I'm here to bond with you. So, of course, we sit for half an hour at the kitchen table, and then she's off Snapchatting and texting, and she's had enough of Dad. So, Maureen, I'll come home a half hour early now. The other thing that people have noted is they say you're young. So I turn 50 soon, but I guess I am one of the younger ones right now. And I go to the gym every morning, and one of the chaps that has seen me at the gym, you know, we do our workout, we're in the steam room, he's talking, I'm talking. He said, what do you do again? I said, I work at CIBC. He says, yeah, but what do you do there? I said, I'm the CEO. He goes, really? I said, yeah. He goes, of the whole thing? I said, of the whole thing. So here I am, CEO of the whole thing. You know, it's funny, this week I kicked my week off at the Irish Embassy in Ottawa. And it kind of brought together everything that's important to me in my life. I had the Irish, Maureen's Irish descent. The American ambassador, Bruce Heyman, was in the front row. Veselko Grubisic, our Croatian ambassador, was in the front row. Ray Bassett, the Irish ambassador, and all in Canada's capital. I talked about the future of banking. I'm not going to bore you because dinner is here. I just want to tell you 3 things about CIBC. One is that banking is changing. Just like our Premier indicated, change is happening. We need to invest in the future. Technology is changing the way we bank. This now has become more popular for banking in the last 5 months than any other banking channel. And it didn't exist 5 years ago. So we need to think about how things are changing. We need to be thinking about the future, and we need to be investing, and we're doing just that. The problem is we have clients like my mother who doesn't believe in this for banking. So she's banked the CIBC since 1964 when she arrived, and she insists that she needs to go to the branch every Friday to pay her bills. I said, Mom, you don't need to do that. And at one time I drove her to the branch. I said, I can't go in the branch with you. It's embarrassing for me. So I'm going to change my mother, even if it's really, really difficult over the course of the next 10 years. You know, Herzegovina people from Herzegovina are known to be very, very stubborn. Mom, you're not, but I'm going to change you a little bit. The two other things I want you to know is that in our bank, the most important thing are our people and the clients that we serve. And I tell this to my team all the time. I've taken to blogging. I write to them on the internet, on the homepage. It's not something that someone like me has traditionally done, but I want to communicate to them, and I want to tell them what we're doing because they're so important to serving our clients. And a special note to all of you, our CIBC clients, thank you for banking with us. And the final thing I want you to tell you is that strength and financial strength in banking is what we're all focused on. CIBC is now recognized as the strongest bank in North America. We covet that position. We want to be strong because in the end, what a bank really does is it takes in deposits and it makes sure we take care of those for our clients, and it lends to grow the economy, but safety and security is the most important thing that we can do. Hvala vam lijepa. Bila mi je velika čast što sam ovdje bio večeras. Želim vam ugodnu zabavu, ugodnu večeru i vidimo se kasnije. Doviđenja. Hvala.
We now move on to the awards presentation. Tonight's award winners have been nominated by you, the members of the Croatian-Canadian community, through a nomination process which is completely transparent and open to the entire community. All the nomination criteria is published, and the process itself is managed online on our website at www.croat.ca. The list of nominees is then vetted and voted upon by each of last year's award recipients, along with the members of the Board of Directors of the Chamber. The Consul General of the Republic of Croatia, Ms. Andrea Javor, oversaw the voting process and tabulated the votes at the end of balloting. The presentations will be made by our President, John Marion, assisted by a previous year recipient of an award. The first award, the Large Business of the Year Award, is presented to an outstanding Croatian-Canadian business employing 25 employees or more. The recipient of the award for Large Business of the Year is dobitnik nagrade poduzeća godine u kategoriji Velika tvrtka je Namco Machine and Gearworks Bernard Vukovic. The second award, the Small Business of the Year Award, is presented to an outstanding Croatian-Canadian business with less than 25 employees. Dobitnik nagrade poduzeća godine u kategoriji Malo poduzeštvo je Copper Electric, Mr. Ignac Radenčić. Our next award, the Executive of the Year Award, is presented to a Croatian-Canadian individual exemplifying extraordinary achievement in executive management and leadership in a major corporation. Dobitnica nagrade u kategoriji Rukovodilac godine je Ms. Marica Gaspić-Pišković. Category Entrepreneur of the Year is presented to an individual who has succeeded through innovation and risk-taking or achieved success in introducing new products or services. Dobitnici nagrade u kategoriji Poduzetnik godine je Linda Žugec of the Workforce Consultants. This award is for the Professional of the Year. It's presented to a Croatian-Canadian professional practicing in one of the various fields described in our program book. Naša dobitnica u kategoriji Profesionalac godine je Dr. Andrea Bezjak. Our sixth and last award of the evening, which for me is always a special one. Not that the others aren't special, but this one is special because it touches our community, and it's the Community Achievement Award. And it's presented to an individual whose selfless dedication and contribution has positively impacted the Croatian-Canadian community. Dobitnik nagrade u kategoriji Izvanredan doprinos zajednici je Jerko Granić.